Hi everyone, welcome to The Path of Reason, my new channel. I'm Cindy Plaza. I'm French, living in Belgium, and on this channel we're going to talk about mostly critical thinking and how it applies to most of our problems in our lives. So today, the first question and the first topic we're talking about is, what is atheism? So I've seen a lot of debates between Christians and non-Christians, and atheism is very, very often misrepresented or misunderstood. So I decided to start with this. So we're going to look at this by the lens of critical thinking. And before we start, we're going to define a few words we're going to use. So the first word I'm going to define is feeling. A feeling is a chemical state of the brain in relation to an external or internal stimulus. So you think about something or you experience something, and that triggers a chemical response in your brain, and that's a feeling. Then we're going to talk about a belief. A belief is to be convinced of something, convinced that something is true. So we tend to say that beliefs are binary, meaning that you either know something or either you believe something or you don't. It's like knowledge. Knowledge is also binary. You either know something or you don't. And that's why we make the distinction between atheism and agnosticism. Atheism is I don't believe, and agnosticism is I don't know. So there are two very different things. Also, sometimes this concept appears in debates. The question about certainty. Certainty is not binary, it's a spectrum. So you can be certain of your knowledge or maybe certain of your belief. And this certainty is a spectrum. So you can lack belief in any idea for basically three reasons. The first of all is because you haven't been exposed to this idea. This is the default position, and that's the reason why atheists tend to say every humans are born atheists, because until you've been exposed to the idea of God, of course, you can't believe in that God, in this idea. So you, by definition, are an atheist until you've been exposed to the idea of a God. Then the second reason you can lack belief is because you've been exposed to an idea, but this idea wasn't convincing enough for you. So you don't believe. And the third category is, I could say, the most important category in the US, where people have been convinced of something and then change their mind due to other informations. Hi, Cynthia. Thanks for being here. It's very kind of you. So we're going to use a basic syllogism to understand the links between feelings, beliefs, and atheism. So premise number one is feelings are not chosen. That's very important And there's an extremely abundant literature in psychology on this topic. Feelings are not chosen. You don't choose the chemical response that your brain creates in response to a stimulus. So you don't choose your feelings. You can choose to hide them, to express them, to act upon them or not, but you don't choose the feeling itself. That's very, very important. That's an important notion and something very important to understand, because we tend to base our understanding of beliefs on a wrong understanding of how the human brain works. And that's one of the problems we have very often. So, premise number one, feelings are not chosen. Premise number two, belief is a feeling. So, like I said, you either believe in something or you don't. And this belief is a feeling. Again, it's a response to an idea you've been exposed to, and your brain decides to accept the claim or not, and then you believe or you don't. So that's premise two, belief is a feeling. So conclusion, beliefs are not chosen. That's the conclusion we can draw from those two premises. So beliefs are not chosen. That's an idea Christians often refuse to agree on, and yet I don't see how you can debate this or choose not to, well, not choose, but not believe in it, because the two premises are undeniably true. So is the conclusion. So atheism is the lack of belief in a God. The prefix a mean lack of, and theism is the acceptance of the belief of a deity. So atheism is the lack of belief in a God. So if you're convinced a God exists, you're a theist, and if you're not, you're an atheist. There is no notion of knowledge or certainty here in the word atheism. It's just you believe or you don't believe. So that's why I see atheism as what I could call a rebound position, like when you're playing tennis against the wall doesn't do anything, it just sends the ball back with everything you put into it. And that's what atheism should be. No claim of any sort, just rejecting baseless or claims without enough evidence. That's what atheism should be, and only claims about deities. Nothing about evolution, nothing about ghosts, nothing about seers, nothing about astrology, nothing about that. It's only the belief in a God, whatever it is. So this notion, about atheism also applies to single gods, because you can believe in a God and lack belief in another God. So atheism is also contextual to a single God. So that's something theists forget very often, because they see their God as the the center of their culture. So they don't realize that other people believe in other gods and they don't. So they are atheists regarding all the other gods existing. So that's it. That's the first episode of The Path to Reason and what is atheism. So I don't have any question in the chat. And so I will just wrap it up. Thank you again, Cynthia, for being here. And if you liked my approach, then you can like and or subscribe. If not, then have a nice day. Bye, everyone.